Hello! Thank you so much for dropping by this video. And thank you. Got a very interesting question. And this is a new person to the channel. Hi, Donovan. The person wrote, "Hi, have you heard of Reiki healing energy? And do you feel that it's similar or different than taking in the healing stream?" Thank you so much, Donovan. That's a great question. Yes, I have heard of Reiki. It was one of the first things I did on my spiritual journey a long, long time ago. So that part was easy. Do I feel that it's similar or different than taking in the healing stream? So first of all, what I want to say is I'm just a practitioner. I'm somewhat, what I mean, I don't mean that in a professional sense, but I mean, I'm just someone who does this practice. And I'm very devoted to Bruno Groening and his teachings. But I'm not an all-knowing sage or guru or wise person. So my answer is just that, my answer. With that said, I feel there, at least in the way I was taught Reiki and my understanding of Bruno Groening's teachings, they're related yet different. So the way in which they're related in principle. So let's break down the word Reiki. Rei means life, and ki means energy. So just in the name, they have this intention, Reiki and Heilstrom, that's the German word that Bruno used, they have a similar flavor, the energy of life. Heil also means divine, so Bruno was quite clear that this energy was divine, and at least in the way I was taught Reiki, that was kind of not emphasized so much. And here's one of the differences, is that for Bruno, this energy is absolutely about God, from God, and in some ways of God. Whereas in Reiki, again, in the way I was taught, it's more just like healing, life energy. The sort of divine aspect is a little de-emphasized. Now, maybe in its origin, it wasn't, but the way it was taught to me. Another key difference is that Bruno talks about the need for a conduit, someone to pass along, to make the energy, whether you call it Heilstrom or Reiki, to make the divine energy more easily available. And Bruno Groening said that most human beings are not able to receive it directly on their own, whereas Reiki really emphasizes the idea that, yes, anyone can directly receive it. So that's kind of some theoretical differences. Now, my own experience is that I have very different experience through receiving Reiki and receiving the Heilstrom. So Reiki, to me, it feels much, this is just my experience, it feels much gentler. It's very relaxing. I feel a sense of peace, and it feels a little more ethereal is the word that comes to me. Whereas when I do the practice of tuning in, it feels much stronger. It feels much more connected to the earth. It feels a lot more grounded. And the sensations are different. Tingling, kind of a feeling of power. Whereas with Reiki, I feel more a feeling of lightness and peace. So now one thing to keep in mind that's really interesting is, with the healing stream is that Bruno Groening was quite adamant that he was very active. He spoke of himself as a transformer of this energy, that God is always sending forth this energy, but that Bruno Groening, or beings like Bruno Groening, Bruno was never said that he was the only transformer, made it more readily available. And so there's a way in which, to take in the healing stream is to very actively, Bruno Groening and or Jesus, I don't know exactly how all of it works, but what I do know is that they're very involved in the process. So that is probably why the sensations feel different. So I'm a little uncomfortable making this video because it's a little speculative, and I like to just talk about the facts. So maybe having said all of this, here's what I absolutely know to be true is when I first learned Reiki, I was able to feel something. And what it felt like was this light, again, kind of ethereal, peaceful feeling. And I received some Reiki a couple of years ago, and I had a very similar experience. It feels very good. It's very positive. I hope this video, no one thinks I'm criticizing Reiki. However, when I take in the healing stream, now it's important here's one interesting difference. With Reiki, I felt something instantly. I didn't feel something instantly with the healing stream. But when I did feel it, it was much, I want to say stronger. That's not exactly the word, but the word, there was just more of a feeling of power. And also, I experienced a lot of healings through taking in the Heilstrom, the healing stream. And I personally didn't experience any healings with Reiki. And what I know theoretically is that from Bruno Groening's teachings and from the little we have from the Bible, that's the where it's written what Jesus said about the waters of life, that Jesus and or Bruno are very active in that process. Those are facts I feel comfortable saying. The rest, each person has to come to their own answers. But I love Reiki, and it's very relaxing, very peaceful, and that's what I know on the topic. I think the other thing that's a little different, the idea of how to receive it. It's been a long time, so obviously with Reiki, there's you go to receive a Reiki session and someone puts their hands on you and is a recipient, but I forget the method I was taught for how to receive Reiki on my own. I believe the way to receive it the way I was taught was to put my own hands on the different parts of my body. And so that part's a little different too. Bruno just teaches people to just sit in an open posture and receive the energy. So the last thing I'll say is, I don't know that I have anything else to say. I really appreciate everything I've experienced with Reiki, just talking about it, I kind of fall into the divine peace and I feel the divine power. So let's just spend a little time taking in the goodness, welcoming God into our bodies. Taking in this goodness. It's morning for me, and how I like to start my morning is say, "Hi God, hello." And just as soon as I wake up, become aware of the presence of God and welcome God's divine energy into my body. So it's a beautiful question. Thank you so much, and welcome to the channel, Donovan. Take care. Much love.